Hey y'all, I'm back. I'm back. I'm back to back, like Drake said. Yes, I'm back. Okay, guys, I am going to be talking about worthy. Child, I listened to the Audible in 2 days. Did y'all hear me? 2 days, okay? And I just wrote down some notes. You know, I'm always writing down notes, while I was driving, I was, thinking about stuff that she put in that she put in the book. And I'm like, what am I gonna talk about? What am I gonna talk about? And so I was like, I am going to, I'm gonna talk about, you know, what I think is significant. Some things that I didn't know about her. I'm gonna talk about that. Y'all, if y'all can hear the paper switching, it's okay. Let me move the mic back. Okay. All right. So, child worthy reads like it was written with an eye towards the cinematic adaptation. Oh, I forgot to tell y'all, my name is It's India Zuri. I am that girl. I am the girl next door, the girl who is, authentically herself at all times. The girl who is on a real strong self love journey to being a better version of herself. And I would like to help everybody become a better version of themselves. So, yeah, just like, subscribe, share, they, I'm still working towards the promised land. So, y'all, please like the video and share it. So, I'm going to talk about worthy, honey. Worthy was the name that it needed to have. You know, a lot of people are not fans of Jadapinkettsmith, but she's a wild woman. She is fierce. She is bold and she is transparent. And she uses her pain for power. How can I not love her? She uses her pain for power. She made lemonade out of lemons. She can make lemonade out of a scandal. How can I not love her? I love people that everybody don't really, like, because they are authentically themselves. They're not pretending, they're not being fake, they're not doing none of that stuff. They're being open and honest. And some people be like, oh yeah, she's doing too much, she's doing too much. No, she's doing what needs to be done. Period. Now, let's begin. So, the memoir, it opens with her, talking about how she had a essay attempt. So she, was driving and she was contemplating, whether she wanted to be here or not be here. And she was thinking about, whether, she succeeds, and she was worrying about her children. And, she was driving, y'all, and she was thinking about all this stuff. Eventually, she drove to a retreat with a medicine woman, honey. Now, y'all know I believe in the medicine woman, honey. Yes, the medicine woman. The herbs saves lives, Sometimes, the prescription just ain't working. It ain't working, okay? So then we zoom back in time to her childhood, girl. She talking about her childhood. We know a little bit about her childhood, like what she says happened. She talk about her time in Baltimore, B-Town, baby, B-Town. Is that what they call it, B-Town? I don't know. She paints, a portrait of her time with her mother's parents, which is her grandparents, notably her grandmother. And she talks about, the chronicles that she faced with her mom being, addicted to drugs. And I didn't know that her father was too. I don't know if y'all knew this, but I didn't know that her father was. So he was too. And then her grandma, was a little, heavy on the alcohol too. So she, tells us about. I'm not doing this in any order. I'm skimming around and I'm just taking the key life lessons. She talks about her courtship. Her courtship with Will, and how they separated, which y'all already know, in 2016. And she talks about her children. She covers the slap, honey. It's a lot of tough, tender, and funny moments that's in this worthy book, honey. That's all I can say. It's tough, tender, and funny. One second, y'all. My alarm just went off. I'm back, y'all. Okay. That's my alarm for me to get on my compression machine, honey. So we gonna skim this up a little bit. I'm gonna just toss through it because I write so much in my journal. This is a book about brokenness, loss, and fixing what you messed up early on. So her mama was 17 when she had her, Jada's mom. I didn't know that either. I don't know if y'all knew that. She was 17. Flipping through the journal, okay. Her father, before she was born, he had problems with alcohol and drugs, like I previously said. She dealt with a lot of mental health issues. Like myself, she had a little anxiety, depression now, and she has some thoughts of, unaliving herself. And she overcame a lot of adversity, and she talks about, some good friendships that she had. One thing becomes clear and very clear and worthy is that Jada, she is a seeker. From the time she was in Be More Honey to the mental health crisis that she's had, to her, meeting her medicine woman, honey, to, plant medicine, to her riff with psychological, emotional, and spiritual things that she was going through. And she says, one of the biggest lessons, I quote, Jada said, I've learned, which is the main reason I wrote this book, she states, is how important it is to share our journey of self-worth. Yes, it's very important The girls need to know, everybody needs to know about self-worth. You deserve the best. I'm on my journey of worthiness. So I really related to this book. So I'm gonna tell y'all what I rated to at the end too. Okay. So here's some of what we learned. We learned how she got her name. Her mother had liked this soap opera actor named Jada Rowland. And she was in a soap opera called Secret Storm. And so that's where her mama got the name from. That's something that I didn't know. Okay, and we learned about significant, well, I learned about significant life lessons that she got from her grandparents, which, like I said, was her mama's side. You know, they was middle class and they lived in Baltimore. Um, her grandmother, the garden was her haven. I want to give me a garden. You know, I really do. Whenever I move and I give me some land to build me a house, I want a garden. I would like to have some chickens too. I never thought I would want to live in the country, but I do want to live in the country. I do, with lots of security cameras, but I would want to live there. She said that she learned as a metaphor for personal growth that everything grows. We all need a little bit of dirt, like Mary said, to grow, honey. We need a little dirt to grow. Can I get an amen? Wow. Can I get a wow? Wow. Can I get an amen? Every step is important in the care and nurturing of what we hope to see grow. That was a lesson she got from her grandmother's garden. She also talked about her daddy. You know, the addiction problems, and that's a real sensitive subject for me. I'm gonna be transparent. A lot of people in my family deal with substance abuse, so I really don't like to talk about it that much. So, but she talks about, some of the poems that her dad wrote and stuff like that. I mean, he wasn't around much, but she said that that's one thing that she can remember about him. And then she talked about how she auditioned for the role on Fresh Prince of Bel-Air. And, I used to watch it, but I can't remember her being on there, but I just remember the different world. So she talked about how she had never met Will Smith, and he was like, "What's up?" And she was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "What's up?" So, y'all remember that commercial? Oh, what's up? Oh, what's up? Yeah, she was like, "What's up?" And I asked in response, not giving him the time of day, honey. That's how you gotta do these guys. Use your dark femininity. Pay them no mind. Say what's up and keep it moving. Act like there are shadows. Do not pay them any mind. The minute you pay them attention, the minute they feel like they have you. That's another lesson you can learn. You see, she played hard to get, but really, I don't even know if she really liking him, but she ended up liking him. And those are the best ones to marry, because they love you more than you love them. And it's best for the man to love. My mama always told me, I like to say this, my mama always told me, the man is supposed to love you more than you love him. And I didn't listen. And it's true. And This too is why I'm single. Okay. Yes. Okay. So back to the thing. She talks about how she enjoyed the benefits of being, youthful, being beautiful, being famous. And she talks about her being friends with MC Light. I did not know that. Uh she said that she, finally got to know Will after a mutual friend invite them out together. Okay, okay. A mutual friend invited them out. I wonder who those mutual friends were. Word on the street is supposed to be Tisha Campbell and Dwayne. But that's what they say on the street, allegedly. Will is he was still married at that time, by the way. Jada mother discouraged her from letting anything happen with him, okay? A year later, when Will was divorcing his first wife, he calls her and declares himself her man. Not, he said that he is her man, okay? In so many words. And she said the rest is history. Um, she talks about her initial thought of the infamous slapping of Chris Rock. She said she had thought it was a joke, but I don't believe it. She said she thought it was a joke or a prank. At first, I had thought that too, but I don't know. Like, I mean, she should know how he looks when he gets mad, Will. So, between each chapter, there is also a reflection with quotes from Carl Jung, Zono String, Jada's journals, and other sources, honey. Almost every reflection ends with a question the reader should ask themselves to gain clarity. I want y'all to read the book, so I ain't gonna tell y'all the questions because y'all need to gain some clarity about your lives, okay? The questions make Jada sound like a therapist, honey. They do. And she proclaims a disclaimer that she is not one and is not providing counselor. Just like me, I'm not providing counseling. But I like to talk about different things, different things I learn about informational stuff. I like to do that on here. Um, but there is an unmistakable self-help aspect to this memoir. It is. It is. It's definitely. Jada discusses all the the spiritual practices. She's a very spiritual woman. She is a wild woman. If y'all don't know what a wild woman is, go Google it. She is in her wild woman. She been living in her wild woman. She been doing what she want to do. And I feel like I have been so, I went through my wild woman phase, but I wasn't, you know, I wasn't owning it. But yeah, I'm about to be owning it in a couple months, honey. A couple months, I'm going to be owning it just like Jada, honey. Yes, 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 yes. It's a lot of people writing memoirs. Well, I got a friend of mine who want to write one. She said she not going to put no names in there, though. Wink, wink. She ain't putting no names in there, but she going to write a good memoir. And she going to tell the truth. And shame the devil, okay? She going to tell the truth. All right, all right, all right. So the spiritual practices that she tried, y'all already know about the Scientology classes, reading the Buddhist texts, I don't know if I ain't know about the Buddhist stuff, the Buddhist monk stuff, drinks made from special plants. Okay. And then Jada, it's no surprise she talks about her friendship with Tupac Shakur. All eyes on me. All eyes on me. That's one of my favorite songs. And I like it's another song that I like. It got John B in it. That's one of my favorites from him too. So the two, they met in high school. We all know the story. They met in high school. She talk about their friendship tracks throughout the memoir. He called her square. She calls him pack. And though they early on knew their love wasn't romantic, it was profound, she writes. So deep that he once proposed to her. That's what she said, girl. She said he proposed to her. In search to grow spiritually, Jada had been a hungry reader, just like me. I'm a hungry reader. Yes. I want to continue to grow. To grow. So, she talks about, the quotes that she liked there from Alice Walker to Clarissa to Steve Martin. She talks about some real talk from Charles Xavier, yes, of X-Men, girl. She talked about him. That's one of my favorite comic book movies is X-Men. I love those movies. They're so exciting. They're so much better than Transformers. She talked about the one and only Carl Jung, honey, and she talks about her long-time friendship with the dog whisperer, Caesar Million. I didn't know that was her friend. She met the dog whisperer when she was in the USA. She met him. I don't get that USA from Mexico. I wrote that down wrong. Sorry. He helped her with some, Rottweiler she was fostering. And she said that they just became friends. They just was really tight. I'm like, really tight? She was like, they was really, really, really tight, And she said that, and then she goes in again about how, her courtship. Let me go back to that, the courtship with Will, honey. So she talk about how, she didn't want to get married. And I'm going to be honest with y'all. I do want another baby, but I'm not sure if I want to get married. Don't tell nobody. Just like her, I'm not sure if I want to. I don't know. It had to be the right one. The one God has for me. Because I don't want to live in sin, but I don't want to be with somebody that's just not a good person. You know what I'm saying? So I or just not, what I think I deserve, But like we talked about earlier, if it's God's will, He think that's the right guy for me, then that'll be the right guy for me, So she talk about how she didn't sign no prenup, y'all. She talked about the marriage, her reluctance. How you say that word, child? Her not wanting to get married, okay? And she talked about her, she didn't think nobody could tame her, which he didn't. And that's how I feel too. I don't think nobody could tame me. Child, I want to go when I want to go, Ain't nothing to take the children with you, but, I guess to ask if I can go here and I could go there, because you got to be submissive when you marry, honey. I know y'all can't see my face, but I'm rolling my eyes, honey. I'm in my night clothes, y'all. Let me get finished with this. Let me get finished. So she also talked about how during her pregnancy, she, had her ankles were swollen, just like me. And that she learned a lot of lessons from, her childhood experience and her marriage. She learned a lot. And she talks about how she loves to skate. I didn't know that. That was an interesting fact that she loves to skate. That, she used to go to a skate ring, skating ring in Baltimore, and how, she used to love Key Sweat. Make it last forever and ever. Make it last. Ooh. That's one of my favorite songs too. And yeah, I used to listen to music all the time when I was little. Like that was my little you know, my little thing. I used to listen to the radio. I thought I was gonna be a singer, honey. Make it last. Okay, and so she talks about how, when she moved to Los Angeles, she frequently visit the legendary World of Wheels on Venice Boulevard. Never been there. Um, she said she had a birthday party there. She talks about when she was in her band, how she received, death threats and stuff. I didn't know about that while touring with her band. Her band was called Wicked Wisdom. I didn't know that either. I don't know if y'all did. I'm just going over stuff that maybe y'all didn't. She said that they didn't really like them because they were, black musicians doing, heavy metal, and they felt like it was no place for, black people, especially black women. So that was interesting. And she said there was a lot of racist stuff going on. But y'all really do need to read the book. And she talks about how she met her spiritual heroes in Vietnam, honey. Yeah, by the way, I want to go to Bali. I want to go to Bali. Me and my best friend, we want to go to Bali, okay? We're going to make that happen as soon as everything is squared away. She talks to her brother-in-law while in Asia with her mother and Willow for their web series where Table Talk. And, Smith learned that the Buddhist monk, I can't say his name, Tashi something. He talked about his experience and she was able to meet him. And she had bowed at his feet and she showed him gratitude and she got to feel his divine energy. And she said nothing compared to being in the presence of a spiritual master. And she talked about how Jayden got his name. She said she recounts that Will returned to the hospital from home after their son's birth. And Will had announced, Will had an announcement. I know what I want to name him, Jayden. I paused. I said, Jayden. He said, yes. After what I saw yesterday, he has to be named after his mother. I've never seen anything like that. I want to name him in honor of you. I'm like, oh, that's so sweet. I had shed a tear on that part. Yeah, I had really shed a tear on that part, honey. I shed a tear. That was a very, 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 very thing that made me cry. So I'm gonna end with my summary. What would I give this book? I didn't want to give everything because he can't give everything. Because I really want y'all to read it. To me, the book Worthy emphasizes every part of life is worth examining, worth living, worth honoring. And while Jada may indeed address all the questions people have about her, she addresses all of it. She mostly breezes through them with a surface level inspection, which I loved. She does not owe anyone more than she is willing to share. And that's true. I mean, every time she shares something, everybody always hating. So, but the readers cannot help but notice that she is speaking from a therapeutic, tone, from a spiritual aspect throughout the whole book to her audience. I mean, this book is really about her healing process, her relationships, just her appreciating herself and knowing her worth, you know, and knowing that, exploring her life and her purpose and finding out what she really wants in life. I really, 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 really admire her. You can say what you want to say about her, but I admire her. She's a wild woman. She speaks her truth. Some people say she tell too much of her business, but she's just saying what most people be thinking in their head. You know, she got to spend time with one of the most incredible male rappers of my generation, Tupac. She got to experience that. She knew him when he didn't have nothing. And that is amazing. And, she truly loved him, And when you love somebody, it's hard for you to just if they pass away to forget the memories that you shared with them. And I understand her. So, she introduces, her friends, her family. She tells her story. She gives ethical questions about whether it's her place to promote and practice. She talks about how she is a Baltimore tomboy and, her New York adventures. She just gives us everything that I wanted to give. So I would give it a 8 out of 10. That's how I would rate it. I listened to it on audiobook, Audible. Had the earphones in my ear, just listening to it when I was sleeping. I just absorbed this and it just made me, it made me want to write a book, honey. But stuff, I ain't gonna put no names in it. But yeah, I just wanted to give y'all some little life lessons that I personally and some things I didn't know about Jada and some things that I took away from the book. And y'all should really go check it out. I'm probably gonna read it, buy it and read it and have the book in my house. Cause like I said, I listened to it on Audible. So yeah, that's what I'm gonna do, y'all. I love y'all. Take care of yourself. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and comment. And get some clarity on your life, Ask yourself, after you read that book, you're going to want to get some clarity in your life. You're going to want to think about every part of your life, examining every part of your life. And I really, 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 really enjoyed the book. And I gave it an 8 out of 10. So I hope y'all enjoy it. Go check it out. Get it, listen to it on Audible, then go get the book. But I want to add it to my collection because I have a lot of books. So I'm gonna add it to my collection. Oh, y'all hear my sound bell? Yes, I do sound bell. I'm a real spiritual person, so yes, I have a sound bell. But yes, I would like to go into Bali and do some therapeutic soul searching there. The sky is a limit for me. Good things are to come in my life, and I'm going to share every part of the journey with y'all. Like, I'm going to share it with y'all. I'm going to get, all dialed up every day to show my face and stuff. But, some things have to be squared away. But until then, I'm going to be doing, podcast style, because I have to get some things together. I've been trying some new skin products, honey. I've been trying some new things. I've been doing the self-care. The self-care has been on 1,000 since June, honey. The self-care game is on lock, y'all. It's on lock. I got it on lock, honey. I'm going to give y'all some keys. I'm going to give y'all some reviews, too, about the products that I'm using. Right now I'm going through the ugly stage. So, breaking out and shit. But it'll get better. Excuse me. Have a good night. Have a good day. I love you. Outie.